So this happened. So we went to pick up this terrarium from this pet store that's closing down. A pet store that I think I've said on my channel was like the worst pet store in my city. They're closing down. So I got like terrarium for my frogs for like a good price. And they were selling one axolotl left. I'll show you guys later, but basically they have no gill fluff. I think it's female. She's very, very skinny. She was the only one there. I couldn't even tell she was alive, to be honest, because she wasn't really moving. But I got her for really cheap. Yeah, we're gonna try and fix her up. I just felt so bad for her. Like, we couldn't just like leave her there. We were both looking at her and just like, oh my god. Like, she was like, there was only like a couple of goldfish and her. That was the only fish they had left. And usually I wouldn't buy like a fish to rescue it, obviously, because you're supporting the business. But since they're closing down, they're literally, today's their last day open. And also they gave her to me for like half price.
Over half price.
Over half price, was it?
It's $50 and they gave it to you.
Oh,
for
true. Yeah. So yeah, they charged $50 for them. They gave her to me for $15. So I'm happy with that because they're going out of business anyway. They wouldn't have made much money from me. Yeah.
Axolotl haul.
Axolotl haul. I feel so bad for the poor baby. I'm glad that was only one left, because then I would have probably brought like more if there was more. But yeah, this is the last one. And I would have felt so bad if some like kid or parent brought this one and ended up dying, because it needs some help. I definitely did not expect to be taking home another axolotl today. But I do have a tub at home, so I'm gonna tub her, I'm pretty sure it's a girl, and hopefully get her back up to a good weight. Yeah. Also, they were still housed with gravel. This is the pet store, I think I've said before, that they blocked me on Facebook because I told them not to keep axolotls in gravel. This is that pet store. They're still on gravel. Just a little bit. It was like a mix of small gravel with a couple of big gravel pieces. So, yeah. I don't get it. So first thing I did is I set up the tub that I already had. So I'm going to be keeping her tubbed, which I'll explain what that means later. She needs to be back to full health before she can go in a proper tank. I leave her in the bag floating in the water just to get her acclimated to the water temperature, even though they were pretty much the same, but I just wanted to make sure they were 100% the same because she's been through a lot. She is very unwell and I don't want to stress her out any more than she is. You know what I mean? After a while, I check the water temperature in the bag and in the tub again, and then they are the same. So I make sure you don't pour the fish tank water in the tank, especially from this pet store. So I just kind of take her out of the bag with my hands and put her in the tub. Honestly, I find it a lot easier to use your hands to move axolotls instead of using a net, and also I always worry about their gills or their hands getting stuck. I wanted to also show you guys, some of the gravel is in the bag. I wanted to show you what it looks like because you can't really tell in the photo I took that it's gravel. It does look like sand, and I thought it was sand too, but it's actually this really small white gravel, which even though it's like small and probably has a less chance of becoming impacted, it's still not a good idea to use this kind of gravel. And also she had a mix of like big gravel pieces. You can see it in the photo. There's like some random pieces of like black gravel and they were in her tank as well, which would definitely cause impaction if she ate any of it. So yeah, this pet store was really f***ing bad, honestly. I feel like just the more I think about it, the more I realize, you know, I can't believe they were selling an axolotl in this condition. She is in such bad condition. You can see like in these videos how like bad her skin looks. It actually improves once she is settled in the water a bit. I think the water she was in at the pet store was just so ammonia filled that she was literally being burnt. Also, she does have a very deformed hand, potentially from inbreeding, and a chewed up tail. I talk more about that later on in the video. And I am so thankful I saw her, because this was the last day the pet store was open. So like if no one got her, what would happen to her? I don't know. Were they just gonna leave her there to continue to starve to death and be poisoned by ammonia toxins in her water? I couldn't believe it. And I could have easily not seen her because she was hard to see in that tank all by herself. I can't believe it, honestly. Alright, so it's been a few hours. Just let her kind of chill in here. And she actually is looking a little bit better than what she did before, like color-wise. When you have an axolotl that is sick and needs to recover and get healthier, you need to keep them in a tub like this. That way you can keep the water always super clean. You can do daily water changes. So that's what I'm going to do. So she doesn't have a filter in here because I'm going to be changing the water every single day, so she doesn't actually need one. Hopefully she will become healthier faster. Now, you might be able to tell, I feel like she looks a little bit better than what she did before. That might just be because she's not as active right now, but her skin is like really weird looking. By the looks of it, I think her skin is like scarred, ammonia scarred, which can happen from really bad ammonia burn. It basically can scar their skin, which is why her skin looks really kind of wrinkly and weird. It doesn't help that she's also very skinny. But yeah, her skin shouldn't look like this. It should look like smooth, and her gills are so sad looking. You can see she has a little bit of gill fluff, but not much. Her gills should be big and pink and puffy, but they're so small, which again happens from ammonia burn. Their gills can basically burn off like this. So she has been through it. She has been probably living in a tank full of ammonia for a super long time. So she definitely needs some care. And I don't know why she's so skinny. Like, it's crazy, honestly. I didn't talk to the guy much who was there, who I think was the owner of the store, because I mean the store literally, I think today was their last day open, so there wasn't really much point. I just wanted to get the axolotl out of there as soon as I could and get out of that store. I'm just glad that that pet store is closing down, and I'm glad I got her because I just can't imagine if someone got her not knowing how sick she is and the care she needs. Sorry about my birds. Also, I'm going to put in some Indian almond leaf in here. So this is Indian almond leaf. It is basically a natural healing remedy that you put in their water, and it has natural healing properties. This is the best stuff you can get to help a sick axolotl, because axolotls, their skin is so sensitive. You can't just use like any kind of fish medication on them. You have to, you know, use like Indian almond leaf and clean water. That's the main thing you need to use to get them back up to good health. And also I'm using prime water conditioner, which I use in all my fish tanks, which is the best water conditioner in my opinion. I have no idea what they were feeding her, if they were feeding her at all. Doesn't look like she's been fed in a long time. So I'm gonna start trying with these because I feel like that's the most common thing people feed them. Let's just see what she does. Good girl! She ate it! Oh, that was easy. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, I'm really happy now because I didn't think she was gonna eat at all, to be honest. Oh, you must be so hungry. I also have some grub pie in my freezer, so I'm gonna unfreeze some of that, give her some of that too, see if she wants it. I don't actually have any earthworms right now. I just ran out, so I'm gonna order some more earthworms so we can try that once I get more of those. Oops, sorry, put that on your head. Oh my gosh. Oh, you must be so hungry. Okay, oh wow, I'm so happy. I didn't think she was gonna eat anything. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, that's a really good sign that she's eating. I was really worried she wouldn't. You must be so hungry, girly. Oh my god. I actually don't know if she's female. I'm assuming she is, because males will have a bulge there. But there's also a chance she could be too young and hasn't like developed like testicles yet. I don't know how old she is. I didn't ask him. Probably should have, but he probably wouldn't know either, to be honest. But she's pretty small. Like, I don't think she would be a year old, but also she could just be like stunted due to not being fed anything. We don't know, but that's my guess, and my guess will be she's under a year old because she's pretty small. Like, my axolotl would probably eat this one, not gonna lie. Oh, I need to find a name for her. The thing is, my hair is wet right now. The thing is, I don't want to get too attached because my plan currently is that I'm gonna bring her back to good health, make sure she's 100% healthy and gains enough weight, and then I want to find a new home for her because I currently don't have the space to have a whole nother tank. But there's a chance I might end up attached to her and want to keep her. But there's a chance I could end up moving soon, hopefully. We want to this year. It's just been really difficult. And then I would have space to have another tank. So yeah, we'll see, because I did want to get another axolotl once we move. It's just that I don't know when we'll be able to move because it's so difficult finding houses. Even just to rent, it's, I don't know, most places decline us or ignore us, which could be because we have a lot of pets, but I don't know. And I don't like to bash pet stores, you know, but at the same time, the condition this axolotl is in is ridiculous. Like, this should not happen. This axolotl is so skinny and so scarred, ammonia scarred. I just don't know how that happens in a pet store. And pet stores in my country are usually like pretty good. You know, most pet stores where I live don't sell a lot of like exotic animals like axolotls. They just sell fish and stuff and are quite good with their care. But this pet store, I've always said, was the worst one in my city. I never liked it because of the way they treat a lot of their animals, and also the staff there were always really rude, and they blocked me on Facebook because I told them not to use gravel in their aquarium like 2 years ago. But I just don't understand how it gets this bad. It's really upsetting, honestly. I didn't say anything to the guy. Like, maybe I should have said something like, I don't know, said that the condition the axolotl was in was terrible, but I don't know. They're already going out of business anyway. I don't think he really gives a shit, to be completely honest. And the only reason we went today is because my partner saw they were selling that terrarium on Facebook. I didn't see it because they blocked me, but my partner saw it, so we're like, oh, that's a good deal. A new terrarium. I've been wanting a terrarium for my frogs. My frogs are up there. They're in a tank with a mesh made lid, but I've been wanting a proper terrarium for them for so long, but they're actually really hard to find here, and they're selling it for a good deal. It was like an ex-store use one, so they used it for something, but they're selling it quite cheap, so I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get that. And then I see this axolotl, this couple of small goldfish, and this axolotl were the only animals they had left. And I could have just not even looked in that area, not even seen her, because she was like hidden away in a corner. I really hope this goes well. I hope that she gets better. But I have hope because she's eating already, so that's really good. Also, not to mention, this axolotl might be like inbred, I'm not sure. But I'll have to show you when she's moving. But she has a really like deformed hand. Oh, you're so smart! This hand here is really weird looking. It's like she's got two hands on this hand. It's so bizarre. And she can't, I don't think she can bend it very well either. Sorry girl, I don't want to piss you off, but you know, it doesn't move properly. This can happen from being inbred. Very common with inbred axolotls, and inbreeding of axolotls is extremely common, especially here in New Zealand, because there's a very small gene pool of axolotls here, so it's very common. Or she could have got her arm bitten off at some point, and then it grew back weirdly, but my guess is she's inbred, which is also insane to me that a pet store would sell inbred axolotls. That is so bad, because people will, you know, maybe buy two of them, and then those two might end up breeding, and they just get even more deformed. Like, it's just so f***ed. So she can never be bred. She always will have to be a pet, even if I end up finding a new home for her one day. I will make sure she will never be bred because of her deformities. You can see her tail's also pretty messed up. It's really like chewed up. I assume this could just be from being housed with other axolotls, which is pretty normal for them to have some chews in their tail when housed with other axolotls. My axolotl toothless, she has permanent dents on her tail like this that she's had since I had her, and they just haven't grown back. She just has that permanently. But also, probably more likely it was because she was housed with other axolotls that were also starving, so they had no choice but to eat each other. Oh my god, you're so hungry. She's eaten so many pellets. She hasn't missed a single one. Wow, that's a really good sign. It would be very worrying if she wasn't eating anything and wasn't moving around like this, so that gives me a lot of hope. By the way, they were charging $50 for axolotls there. Charging $50 for some inbred, ammonia-scarred, starving axolotls. I did not pay that much though. He gave her to me for $15 instead of $50. So that's good. I'm happy with that. I don't mind paying a bit of money for her since their store was closing down. I just wanted to get her out of there, you know? Because I don't know what to... Okay, you guys have to help me to come up with a name for her. I'm already in love with her, honestly. Like, who am I kidding? I'm gonna fall in love with her, aren't I? Alright, so I thawed out some rapashi grub pie for her. So I'm gonna choose She Likes This. If you don't know what Repashy Grub Pie is, it's basically this like powdered stuff. It has a bunch of really good ingredients in there for axolotls. It might make a mess. Oh! She ate it! She might spit some out because she might not be used to it. Probably not. But, my god, she must be hungry. You hungry girl. I hope you're a girl. You might be a boy. But if she is a girl, and I do end up keeping her, eventually, I could put her and Toothless together. That would be a long time away though, because she's pretty small compared to Toothless. And I would have to get a bigger tank as well. Another thing I am a little bit concerned about is, oh, good girl, is that she was housed with gravel. It was like this fine white gravel. Like, it wasn't sand. It kind of looked like sand, but I thought it was sand until I saw some in the bag, and it actually was this like white small gravel, and there were some big chunks of like black gravel in there for some reason. Like, maybe they had big gravel and then changed it to small gravel, but that small gravel is still potentially harmful. It's some people use it and like say it's not as bad as, you know, normal size gravel, but personally I just think it's better to not risk it at all. In my opinion, you should only stick with fine silica sand for axolotls, just to be safe, because they do get impacted really easily, and I have seen some get impacted from even fine gravel before. So yeah, that's not good. But even more concerning were the bigger chunks of gravel in there, because there could be a chance she'll be impacted potentially if she ever tried to eat any of that, which she could have definitely done, especially if she was hungry and thought it was food. But if we're lucky, she'll just poop it out, and we might see some gravel in our poop soon if she did swallow any. So hopefully that is the case. If she is impacted, hopefully she'll just poop it out, but who knows, we'll just have to wait and see. Like I mentioned, I actually told this place several times not to house axolotls in gravel because they've been doing it for so long, and that's why I got blocked on Facebook by them a couple of years ago. I was trying to be nice too, you know, like I wasn't trying to be rude to them. I just wanted them to know they could seriously harm their axolotls and also be spreading misinformation to people, but they clearly didn't care because they still had her on gravel today. So yeah, you want to eat these little specks, girly? The only thing with Repashy is it does make a mess, as you can see, but at least it'll be easier to clean her tub. I will also order her some earthworms, so we'll definitely try that once those arrive too, because I'm sure she will love earthworms. So glad that she is really interested in the food. Oh, that was a big bite. You gonna swallow that whole thing? Probably gonna spit a little bit out, aren't you? So let's end off this video with Toothless. I put some food in a bowl. I've been, she's, okay, that is the bowl. Wow, Toothless, you're kind of embarrassing me right now. She, eats her fruit from the bowl now, usually. Just takes her a little bit sometimes to get it, but she gets there. Come on, girl, show yourself off. You're so close. This does make it a lot easier to feed her though. I can just put her food in here and she'll get it. Kind of makes it more enriching as well, because, you know, it makes her kind of get active and find her food. Oh, I think she got some. Yeah, you got some. Good girl, Toothless. You're so pretty. So hopefully our new friend will be as chunky and big as you at some point. Oh, I guess I should show you guys the actual reason we went to the pet store today. Here's the switch. Was to get this terrarium for my frogs. And oh, hello. This is what I was picking up, this terrarium. I don't have my UVB light on there right now, but. So I was gonna make a video of setting this up for my frogs, switching them from the tank to the terrarium, but I honestly couldn't be bothered in the end because it's honestly just easier to do it without filming it, you know? I see your butt. Oh, that's Legs. You know, the one who had the injured legs? He's sitting in the house. He doesn't want to say hi, but He's doing very well, if you were wondering. Now, it's actually not as tall as their old one. This is their old one. It's a mess because I just changed everything. This was a fish tank where I made this lid for it because terrariums are hard to come by and expensive here, so this is what I used. This is actually taller. I need to put this on the new one too. But this is wider and it opens from the front, which I've been wanting so much because now I can actually reach the tank. Hey guys, hey, what's poppin'? Hey legs. Because with this one, I actually had to use a stool. I had to stand on a stool to get in the tank, and I had to like bend over and like, it was a hassle. And I've been wanting a terrarium for so long because it's just so much easier and it just looks so much better and has more ventilation and stuff. It's very cool. I really like it. So yeah, that was the reason I went to the pet store, and then I ended up with a $15 starving axolotl. So yeah, that's all for this video, but keep an eye on my socials. I will be posting updates. Instagram will probably be the first place I post my updates, on my pet Instagram, Soda Pets. Like I said, I definitely wasn't expecting to get an axolotl today. I wasn't expecting to get an axolotl anytime soon. I think I literally just said in my recent Q&A video, I was talking about how I'm not getting any pets anytime soon, guys. I'm waiting until I move. But I couldn't leave her there. I would definitely feel pretty horrible if I didn't get her. And thankfully, already had the supplies I needed to care for her anyway. So yeah, hopefully everything keeps going well. Yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. Help me name her. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!